Well, I have to apologize for this up front, folks, because this might be the first, but we are having severe thunderstorms in the area, so you might hear some claps of thunder in the background. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. And this episode, we are covering our annual post-Flashback Weekend movie. And usually what we do is we try to pick up a movie at Flashback Weekend and talk about it. I think we've actually only done that 2 or 3 of the 4 or 5 times that we've been. I know we did that with Deadly Spawn. We did that with Puppet Master 3.
Yep.
I was trying to think if we did it if we actually picked anything else up there. We might have. But anyway, this year we are taking a little bit of a different spin on it because we were having a little bit of a hard time finding a movie that we could agree on, even though we found some movies we're like, oh, that looks cool. But as we talked about in the flashback episode itself, we ended up having a post-lunch beer with Michael Berryman for about, 45 minutes, an hour, or something like that, until like his handler came and got him and said, dude, you got to be signing some autographs. Let's go. And so then we were like, hey, before you go, can we get a picture? And he's like, sure. So we got a picture. But anyway, we were chatting with him for a while, and shortly before he left, Mark had asked him if he had any recent favorite horror films, and he had said that one of his favorite horror films was this movie from 2007 called The Evil Within.
And he also mentioned many, many, many times that you could get this on Amazon for $10.
He did talk about that.
He talked about that. So yeah, it's available on Amazon, $10, and he was really trying to promote it as being a very non-CGI practical effects new horror movie, kind of with a new interesting twist and all this and that. So we were like, okay, well, that'll be our next film that we review.
Did you actually have to pay for it? Because it was included in my Prime.
Nope, it was free for me as well on Prime, so thankfully.
Thank God, because otherwise, Michael Berryman, you would owe us $20.
Yeah, so you watched it first, and then I kind of got to it eventually, and I had to watch it. I started it, and then things got in the way. I never got to finish it, so I actually got to finish it yesterday. Yeah. Which is cool. I'm glad I got to do that. I watched it actually from the beginning.
The
whole thing yesterday.
Okay, so we might be doing the opposite of what we normally do on this show, is when I've seen something numerous times, and then you're like, I'm a little fuzzy. Do you remember what happened there? And I'm like, yeah, this is what happened. I watched this like the day after we attended Flashback Weekend, which was at the recording of this episode 14 years ago. So, I actually, this is one of those movies that enough of it is actually memorable to where there's a lot of it that I don't know if it's necessarily like I would be like fuzzy on. But the one thing I do find interesting about this movie is that this is, like I had said before, Michael Berryman kept saying that this was a 2007 movie. This movie was 10 years old. He was very adamant about this. This is a 10-year-old horror movie. Practical effects. And then when I started looking for it, because I had made a mental note, okay, The Evil Within, The Evil Within, The Evil Within. I started looking for it, and I couldn't find anything from 2007 or 2008 that said The Evil Within, but I found this movie called The Evil Within from 2017, and then I started looking into that, and of course, like on all the posters and like billed like number 2 in the movie is Michael Berryman. I was like, well, this must be the movie he was talking about. And so this one actually is one of those movies that has a little bit of a history to it. So this actually started way back like in 2002. And they did a lot of the shooting back in 2002, and then supposedly the story is the guy who is behind it, and I was trying to look up his name real quick, Andrew Getty. This movie is supposedly based on childhood nightmares that he had when he was a kid. So they shot a lot of this in 2002, and supposedly it was shot like at Getty's own house. The story goes, at least if you look it up like on Wikipedia and stuff, is that this guy seemed to be somewhat of a perfectionist, to where he spent all of this time like doing reshoots, but then also like editing and re-editing and editing and re-editing. And then unfortunately he ended up passing away in 2015. And then
the director did?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
And so then it kind of actually sounds like the from what I can get from it is like he died in 2015, and then this Michael Lucery, or however you say his last name, who was helping with the editing of the film, finally like put his foot down and said, it's done, get it out there already.
Yeah, I didn't look into any of this stuff.
Yeah, because it was like me and you were talking about this, because when I finally found it, I was like, oh, well, there's this movie from 2017 called The Evil Within. Maybe that's what he was talking about. Maybe it was just sitting on a shelf for 10 years, and then you were like, oh, a movie that's been sitting on a shelf for 10 years? That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, never a good thing, huh?
No, not at all. And this movie, too, it also has, and I don't know if you felt this way, and maybe we should go ahead and jump into the plot of this a little bit. So basically what this movie is the main character of this movie is like a special needs kid, well, he's not really a kid, he's a man. He lives with his brother and his brother's like fiance, girlfriend, whatever, and they're all like living together, and like the girlfriend doesn't want to be with the special needs guy in the same house, but then the brother's like, no, he's got to be here. And so they put this mirror in the special needs brother's bedroom, and the mirror is like this weird, like, it's not a portal, but like he can like see, like, I don't even know how you describe it, like the perfect him, I guess, or the normal him. And so then like the normal him is like, like convincing him to like do stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain this film, to be honest with you. My gosh. I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, so there's a mirror in his room, and they found it in somewhere or other. But prior to that, he was like the beginning of the film opens up with him having like a nightmare, and I didn't really get that. And then he wakes up from it, and then so anyhow, they put this mirror in his room, and he kind of flips out about it and doesn't want it there. And the brother's like, you got to have it there and whatever. And when he looks in the mirror, it's like it's him, but like, and he's talking to him and telling him to do things. But somehow, the Michael Berryman character, isn't he like I don't know, he's almost kind of like a Freddy type thing, where he kind of comes at you
right
in an alternate universe and sort of. So it seemed like it was really him, like looking like him, like the main character.
So we said we were going to be honest about it. So this is a movie that is, like we'd said, whether it actually sat on the shelf for 10 years or if it really took this guy that long to edit it and put it together or whatever, this is one of those movies. The movie itself, you can tell from watching it, if you actually sit down and you pay attention to it, is that this movie really, 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 really really tries to be a smart psychological thriller. Like, it really wants to be like Psycho, and it really wants to be Silence of the Lambs. Like, this movie is trying really hard to be those things. And I will say that the lead actor, whatever his name is, the guy who plays the mentally handicapped guy, does a really good job of, at least to me anyway, of going from that being mentally handicapped to being normal to being mentally handicapped. It's very believable. But, it just seems to me like it tried a little too hard to be that way.
It tried to be like I don't know. There was a movie, what was it called, like, that came out, oh gosh, maybe 5-6 years ago, called, was it Oculus? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, with the mirror, yep.
And that was another movie where, strangely enough, I put it on and I watched it and I don't remember anything about it. And that's very much how this movie is. It's like I watched it, I was there, I was present while the film was rolling, but I'm having a very hard time remembering what happened or what was going on. So, never a good sign for a film. I do recall the scene, though, in this movie that we're talking about now, The Evil Within, where they go to like a Chuck E. Cheese type of place. Remember that part?
Yep.
But yeah, it's a very bizarre film. Going back a little bit too, and one of the things Michael Berryman was telling us about the practical effects, he had kind of explained one of the scenes to us, and it actually happens at the very opening of the scene where the main character, like Barrymore, comes in there and he basically attaches a zipper to this guy's back, unzips him, and then goes inside of him. And that was all supposedly practical, which was kind of a neat effect. But again, it wasn't, I really don't know how it connected with the story or what.
Yeah, I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but I mean, I really felt like this movie was really trying to be this generation's like Psycho, really. I mean, there's a couple of, especially like the final scene of the movie, you're like, oh, you're totally like pulling that from Psycho. I mean, it was almost, the final scene of Psycho where Norman's sitting on the couch, or not on the couch, but on the cot. That's the kind of the feel that I had with him, like sitting wherever he was in the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole thing was just, when you go back to practical effects, I mean, there really wasn't a lot of stuff to be practical. I mean, the whole zipper thing was kind of cool. But other than that, it was just like, I don't know, it was really, it was weird. I mean, I sat through it, and I almost felt it's one of these things where you almost feel like you're obligated to watch it because the guy who stars in it told you to watch it.
Yeah.
And you try really, really hard to like it. But unfortunately, I mean, it really wasn't that good of a movie.
Yeah, and I kind of expected that, because typically when movies, there's a buzz around something and it kind of comes out of the floats up to the surface, so to speak. And this one I never heard of, you never heard of, but I mean, again, I think he did a good job, but Michael Berryman was kind of interesting to watch him and how he, he's got such a unique look about him. He put on some makeup on him and he's very convincing that, like, oh, this guy's means business here. He's pretty serious.
Which is funny, because the man that we met at Flashback Weekend, nothing like that at all. I mean, he was all smiles, and
he was
just like glowing individual, the nicest guy you could ever meet.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because he always had a crowd around his booth at Flashback Weekend. There was a couple of times where we were like walking around his table, and we were like, oh, that's weird, he's not there. Well, he wasn't there because he was standing like with the group of people, like The same thing that he was doing with us at the bar. He's just like having this conversation with this group of people.
Oh, yeah.
Out in the middle of the walkway, you know, just like telling them whatever he's telling them. That is cool, man. That guy is awesome.
Yeah, he was a very cool guy, and yeah, probably one of the highlights of all of the years of us going to Flashback, I think, was meeting him and having a beer with him.
What do you give this one? Like a double thumbs up, triple thumbs up, quadruple thumbs up?
Oh man, I'm going to do things a little differently this time.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to look at this from a different perspective. Because there were two really cool things in this film, and I want to say that the two really wonderful things in this film I'm going to allow these to influence my rating, okay?
Okay, let's hear it.
First one was Michael Berryman.
Michael Berryman.
Berryman, sorry. Coolest guy ever. Nicest guy ever. I mean, probably one of the most enjoyable flashback memories I ever had was him. So, I mean, it was such a pleasure just to be around him, just to hear, okay, that he recommended this film. That was so cool that I'm going to put that into play here. So that's number one. Number two, the ice cream shop girl, who we got to see full frontal. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a thumbs up for those two reasons only. So, yep. Thumbs up for me. The Evil Within, I would recommend seeing it.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Sure.
Double shocker this episode. I am going to give this one a thumbs up as well. Not because of the reasons that Mark suggested, although those are two very solid reasons. And now that I could go on those reasons alone, but I'm going to say that I watched this movie, 3 weeks ago, one time, and have been thinking about it ever since. Even though I wouldn't say it's a great movie, I can't say that it's like anything else I had seen recently, even though, like I said before, it's definitely trying to copy a little bit of Silence of the Lambs, a little bit of Psycho. It has its own twist to it. And this is a movie that you watch and you don't really forget about. Like, it kind of is always, like, with you. Like, oh, man, like, that movie with the special needs kid is just, it's, like, in your head. So I give it a thumbs up.
I like it. Yeah, you got to go see this film. It's recommended by horror heads, and you can't beat that.
And Michael Berryman said it's going to cost you $10 on Amazon, so it's included with your Amazon Prime membership. At least it was a couple weeks ago. So just send us $10, and you'll be good.
There you go.